listening to the NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network, part of Sports Illustrated, giving you daily NFL Draft, Dynasty, and Devy Fantasy Football podcasts.
Class is in session. Welcome in to the draft seminar presented by Sports Illustrated's NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network. I'm your host, Matt Hicks, the FF Educator, joined as always by my co-host, John Lobb, the Gridiron Scholar, and I am fired up for this one. A favorite for many folks in this year's draft class is Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. John, are you excited as well?
Beyond excited, Matt. I'm shocked at the wide variety of perspectives on Elijah Moore. He's my number 5 ranked wide receiver in this draft class. And I am absolutely stunned that you can get him in the second round. And I have a stat, and I always want to give a shout out to when I borrow someone's information. Hopefully you follow Ball Blast and Kate and Michelle. They're great follows on Twitter. And Michelle posted the coolest stat in regard to Elijah Moore, so I have to share it. In the past 15 years, only 4 receivers in the SEC have averaged over 120 yards per game in the SEC, and they are Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, and today's show on Elijah Moore. And Elijah Moore averaged the most at 149.1. Matt, level of competition, SEC West, check. Conference itself, SEC, check. He walks onto campus with DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown in the locker room, check. This young man has done everything you could ask out of an SEC wide receiver. I never am going to make a call out to anyone. I saw 2 people in the last week who had Elijah Moore outside their top 15 prospects at wide receiver. Okay, I get that you don't like him as much as I do. I understand. That's fine. Out of the top 15, Matt, there's a big difference. I mean, please. He's unbelievable. So he walks into that locker room with Metcalf and Brown. In high school as a 4-star recruit and the number 24 wide receiver in the nation by ESPN. As a true freshman, looking in the locker room with DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown, he appeared in every game and he logged 36 receptions for 398 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then in 2019, he had 3rd team All-SEC, and he led the team in receiving with 67 catches for 850 yards and 6 touchdowns. Matt, already in the first 2 years, Elijah Moore has been very good when you consider the level of competition and the young age. But Matt, then the Rebels hired Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin is one of the great orchestrators of offensive football. I don't think he's Lincoln Riley, but he's pretty darn good. He's up there. And what he did with Elijah Moore and this offense last year was unbelievable. Elijah Moore was 1st team All-American, 1st team All-SEC, and Biletnikoff Award finalist in the SEC. And he did not have Mac Jones or Tua Tagovailoa throwing passes to him. He produced a school record 86 receptions for 1,193 yards and 8 touchdowns. He led the nation in receiving yards per game and receptions per game at 10.8. He set a program mark with 3 games over 200 receiving yards. Matt, every defensive coordinator in the SEC West knew that you had to stop Elijah Moore, and they could not do it. He was spectacular in the hardest and most challenging conference in college football. He finished his Mississippi tenure with 3rd in career receptions, 4th in yards, and third in receiving touchdowns. Matt, the production and the competition are simply amazing. What does your film breakdown say of Elijah Moore?
So I like Elijah Moore a lot here. And for me, it really starts off here with his catching and his handwork ability, John. He's got consistent hands. He catches the ball on and off target. It's sticky. There's multiple examples of him pulling in off-target passes. I give him an 88 in that category. He is a tremendous athlete. He's fluid. He's twitchy. He's got great vertical ability. Used on end-arounds, put in motion. They used him in a ton of different ways. I got him at an 85 there. He's quicker than he is fast, but he speeds up quick. He gets off the line of scrimmage. 81 in speed for me. He moves really well east to west. In addition to all of that, and he has that yards after catch ability. He absorbs contact well. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands after the catch. He's got a nice juke move, a nice stutter step. I think we've talked about him enough. I have a weekly starter projection for him for fantasy football, man. Let's flip on the film. Let's see this in action because you got to see it with Elijah Moore.
Let's go, my friend.
All right, here we go with Elijah Moore. We're going to start off against Florida, and you could see that yards after catch ability on display right away. He's got the spin move. He swipes the guy off of him. And then again on this play, you could see the versatility as an athlete used in a variety of different ways.
And he's playing against Florida. These are top-level SEC athletes. Oh, your slant move, a deep slant, Matt.
He goes up and grabs it out of the air. That's the sticky handwork I'm talking about. I don't give out that credit easily, but he definitely has sticky hands. He's catching balls on and off target. You love to see it. And you could see the speed moving downfield. He speeds up quick. He's not going to be the fastest guy in the 40 time, but he's quick enough on the field to get the job done.
Look at him helping his quarterback there on the run, and he just grabbed that ball off the ground. There we go.
Look at that. That ball has no business being caught, especially at that angle. He doesn't lay out for the ball. He has to extend and rely on strong hands to catch that ball.
Absolutely. Ooh, nice throw. What a nice. He's there right in the middle of three defenders.
And his size is going to be questioned a little bit, but you could see, John, he's going to catch the ball and he's going to get extra yards. He's going to go beyond contact. He shakes guys not only with his athleticism, but he's got some strength to his body as well.
Absolutely. I've heard him compared to Cole Beasley. I actually think he's better than Cole Beasley, and he has Julian Edelman upside. I think he can be a very, very productive in the NFL with the right offensive coordinator and coach. Look at that catch. He does have incredible hands.
Against Alabama here, it's not only a great catch, but he separates well downfield. That's not an easy thing to do against Alabama defensive backs, but we're going to see here his ability. He gets a step, and then he's able to accelerate downfield, and then he gets cracked. All right, he gets absolutely lit up after the catch, but he holds onto the ball, so he's checking all the boxes here.
Matt, I know it might be a quality that you can't necessarily measure, but he is tough between the hash marks and in front of the safeties. He does take a licking, but Elijah Moore keeps getting up and keeps being a stud. He's very tough.
Absolutely. All right, John, how does he line up in your production metrics?
Oh, it likes him a lot, Matt. That's why he's number 5 on my wide receiver list. Look at that, 189 receptions in 3 seasons. He only had 2,441 yards. Part of it, look at the yards per reception, 12.9. They used him on a lot of short routes. He makes a lot of dink and dunk catches. But you see, as his career advanced, as he became the number 1 weapon in the offense, they started throwing him more deep down the field. So I think he can attack NFL safeties vertically. He can't. I mean, that's not a great number. I like it at 15. But remember the level of competition, SEC West. And Lane Kiffin does throw a lot of those short flare outs. Give him 5 yards. Let's move the sticks. 16 career touchdowns. But what my model loves, Matt, 84% catch rate. This is not Tua, Joe Burrow, Mac Jones throwing the football. And I like Matt Carroll, but he's not in that group as a thrower. So 84%. We said sticky hands. The numbers show you that he has sticky hands. 35% team aerial dominator against the SEC. Incredible. Matt, you mentioned his size, 5'9", 185. But, when I watch the film, he is one tough and savvy competitor. He took a big hit against that safety. He's not afraid to sit in the middle in front of the safeties. He runs those crossing patterns. He does take hits. I think he is compact, strong competitor, mentally tough. Short range agility and burst is off the charts. He's immediate slot receiver from day one in the NFL. He gets off the line of scrimmage in a second. His feet are explosive, and he does hit a second gear really fast. I like Elijah Moore a lot, Matt. I think he's a second-round draft pick in the NFL. He might sneak into the first, depending on what another team, how they like him. But I think he's guaranteed off the board in the second round. And if you get him in the second round of your dynasty draft, my friends, you are doing great.
All right, go ahead and put those pencils down. That does it for this episode of the Draft Seminar presented by Sports Illustrated's NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this show, please make sure to subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to give it the thumbs up and